Be my friend. Good morning, Jordan.
That was today.
Yeah. How is Jordan? Welcome to the Be My Friend podcast. My name is Kenneth.
Yeah, my name's Jordan.
And we're doing the Be My Friend podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Wait, sorry. I have a real question.
Okay.
Forgive me if it makes me sound dumb, but I was out of service yesterday, and I got the news when I got back into service. But Twitter says Joe. Okay, we're gonna get it out of the way because it's political, obviously. But Joe Biden is the projected winner. Does that mean he won? Because everyone's saying he won, but when they say projected, it makes it sound like they think he's gonna win.
I'm pretty sure they've
misreading that.
One, the only thing stopping it from really being true is Trump is trying to sue.
Right, I heard about that. Okay,
for like false,
like bad counting skills.
Yeah, basically like fake counting and fake ballots and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's just, but not everything has got to the judge, and they've dismissed it so far. Yeah, no, it's definitely looking like Biden. I don't think there's any way it's going to get overturned.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's celebrating and all that. But
you could celebrate now. You could say it's Biden. I don't think there's anything Trump could do to win. The question is now: is he just going to let, Biden take over in January, or is it going to be some civil war thing?
I have a question. I don't know if this is accurate information or not, but like very vaguely read this. But supposedly, Bush actually lost in his second term election, but he did what Trump is currently doing, and that's how he won his second term election.
I cannot confirm or deny that truth.
Okay, I'll do some more research and we'll talk about that next week.
That sounds.
That's what my friend, and I also read it on Reddit. People are like, well, that's what he's doing, blah 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 blah, and I was like, interesting. I'm not sure which Bush. That's the other thing. I'm not sure which of the two Bushes. They didn't specify the article. It's not an article. Right. It was just a comment. It was like a single comment that I read.
But didn't his dad lose his second term?
That's what I'm saying. But he did this whole thing, and then I think it's this Bush. And then he went back in for the second term.
Right.
But American voting system is a little confusing for me. But I think I get it. My friend Hylian was explaining to me a little bit of how it works. And I was like, okay. That makes sense now that you've explained it. He's like, it makes sense because I explained it. But it's like, it shouldn't make sense at all. It shouldn't be a thing. And I was like, the electoral college thing. And I was like, interesting.
I saw a great TikTok this morning. It was like this guy who interviews Trump supporters, and then they're, when they're not very smart. Yeah. And then he's like, so why do you think people are there's like false voting and people are able to double vote and stuff? And then she's like, well, because I did for Trump.
Oh my God.
He's like, wait, so you're saying that this whole thing is rigged, that Biden got it because people there's false ballots, yet you voted twice for Trump?
That's so funny.
That was amazing. I was like, that is next level.
That's like there's a subreddit called the Instant Regret. That's what that is.
That is. Well, the thing is, she didn't even realize what she did.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, like
that's
what's
hilarious.
going on there. It's just amazing. It baffles me.
Jeez, it does. It makes me. I just like jaw dropped with some of these things. It's crazy. Okay, last thing I want to talk about this whole thing, and then we'll move on. So there's a comedian that I follow on Twitter. His name is Zach Bornstein. And well, do you know what happened with Trump's his big press thing that he held? It's kind of vague, but not really.
Yeah, pretty
there's
vague.
Information.
Anyway,
so
elaborate.
Basically, Trump booked the Four Seasons to do his press thing, and then here's the joke, or here's the tweet that I'll read. I could write jokes for 800 years, and I'd never think of something funnier than Trump booking the Four Seasons for his big presser. But it turned out to be the Four Seasons total landscaping parking lot, not hotel, between a dildo store and a crematorium. And there's a photo of the press conference, and they're like in front of some garage doors. because they're at the wrong 4 seasons. That's
Yes.
the funniest thing I've ever read.
Oh my god.
What an amazing way to exit. Amazing. That's it. All right,
Wow.
moving on.
Wow.
That's as political as we'll get today.
Okay.
as since we don't get too political generally anyway.
Yeah,
I personally, I'll be honest, I just don't like to get too political because, like, in terms of our own politics, I don't think it's super interesting all the time. It can be sometimes, Canadian politics. But then in terms of American politics, I just don't know enough to speak on it, you know? So if we talk about it, it's more like I have like questions about it. Yeah, because I don't want to speak and, say the wrong things about stuff I don't know anything about, right?
I mean, I feel like we follow it enough to understand, but we're not educated enough to form proper opinions on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know.
All about you.
Change subject quick.
Did you like that sweet transition though I did for you?
That was great. That's awesome. Thank you.
Oh yeah. How's Jordan? How was your week, my guy? I saw you on Tuesday.
Yeah, you did see me on Tuesday, which is short-lived, and I didn't get to see you enough. Obviously, work and stuff happens.
That's right. I was fully clothed.
You were. Wait.
No, I'm kidding. I was though.
Yeah. It was fine. I always, every time you ask me this, I always think like, what did I do throughout the week? Like after work and stuff, and really not that much between my usual bar stuff on Wednesday, which is going to slow down now because COVID's back.
Yeah. There's a new, it's back. It went away and came back.
No. But I mean, yesterday was my buddy Connor's birthday. He's a whopping 23. Doesn't that make you feel old, man?
He's a whopping 23.
23. He's married.
I can't believe he's so young. What the hell?
I know. It's right. Yeah. But so we went to the pew pew shoot range.
Yeah. What is that?
Real guns.
Oh, gun range.
Gun range. Yeah.
Okay.
And shot some guns. I shot a Desert Eagle. That was cool.
Ooh, those are fucking powerful, aren't they?
Yeah, like the guy was like, he loaded up, and then he's like, okay, you have to press with both your thumbs to push this thing down for it to cock and load. Right. And I'm like, I don't need both my thumbs. I'm like, and then I'm trying to use one. I'm like, okay, maybe I do. And I'm trying to use two, and I still couldn't do it. And I'm like, okay, this is a man's gun. Let me just put it down.
Amazing.
No, and then just like make sure your arms are like completely straight. Do not bend them at all, or else it'll hit you in the face. And he wasn't kidding. Like my arms are completely straight, and it kicked. It was crazy.
I've seen videos of people like just breaking their own noses. It's horrible.
It was fun though.
That's good.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
And we didn't really do much after because there's not really much to do. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Get some Chinese food. Chilled out.
Kiss a little bit. No I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Tongue kiss on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Cuddles. All that fun stuff. I had a weird moment. Like, do you? I know. Sherry does, but do you have anxiety?
Yeah.
Like, do you?
I like to deny it. Well, I liked to deny it, but as I've gotten older, it's weird because like accepting I have the anxiety is helping me cope with the anxiety. If that makes sense. Because like I used to growing up, I would be like, I'm not scared. I have no reason to be scared. And then
what am I scared of?
But then like it would just make it worse because it would boil inside my stomach and I'd be like, oh god. But now as I've gotten older, I'm like, okay, I have anxiety and I can't fight that part of it, but I can avoid it a little bit and get things done. So that's kind of But Sherry, obviously, she has like clinical anxiety.
Yeah. It was what was I going with this? Yesterday I guess I was just sitting there and I'm like, okay, I have some social anxiety right now. This is what I get all the time. It's not even a really big deal, like whatever. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I was just like, yo, I can't breathe. What the fuck? What's going on? And then I'm like, it's weird. Everyone is around me and laughing and stuff. And I'm just like in my own little bubble. I'm like, I'm having an anxiety attack. What the fuck? Just randomly. And it's such a weird thing because people were like laughing or reacting to things. And I was just trying to mimic it. Do you know what I mean?
You're just trying to fit in.
I was just trying to fit in, but I wasn't actually there. It was the weirdest thing, and but I was analyzing it at the same time. Like, I know I'm having an anxiety attack. I'm sort of okay with it. I know I'm not actually dying, so it's okay. And I was like, how can I just be normal now?
Were you drinking or anything, or you just
No,
suddenly?
I think I had like one drink.
How
I
strange.
wasn't drinking. I did smoke a little bit of weed, but that usually
Yeah.
doesn't give me anxiety. Like, if anything, subsides it.
Right. Fair enough.
And like, but I think what it is I've been eating really well for the last 2 weeks, like really, really watching what I eat. And then I had a lot of Chinese food and seconds, honestly. And I think it was that.
Oh, you think maybe the food was getting to you?
Well, I don't know.
That's possible. That's totally possible.
I don't know. Maybe I'm completely off at that, but
yeah. Well, but the thing is, like, it may not be like chemically the food made you anxious. It could be like you ate it, and maybe in the back of your mind, you're like, maybe that wasn't super fresh, and then your brain started going with it. That's certainly possible.
That's
too.
true.
Yeah.
It was weird though.
But you survived.
But totally. But yeah, I guess it's different because like you said, you kind of just know you have it, and then you think, then you just realize that's all this is right now, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd share that. It was interesting.
It's in
the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's good you got through it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that, same thing. As time goes on, I learned to sort of fight myself in my own brain more.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up fighting everyone around me because I was just super overly aggressive with my attitude, and I was kind of a dick growing up. And now I've gotten older, I'm like, it's a lot to do with just me. So the anxiety, just like, having a temper that I do, like a lot of it's actually to do with me. And I don't know. I find it, especially if I'm getting like a nervous sort of, we'll call it anxiety, but I don't think I've ever had a real anxiety attack. But like when my anxiety starts swelling up, I do find it's important to, like, obviously everyone's going to deal with it differently. But for me, it's more like I got to talk to myself in my mind. In my mind, I talk to myself. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Quick thing. Breaking news. I did not. This is a kind of a shock, actually. Alex Trebek is dead. The Jeopardy guy.
Oh yeah, I was actually had that on my thing of things.
I'm staring right at it. I was like, what? He died of pancreatic cancer. Yeah.
Which is, I think that's one of the cancers that's like you don't survive.
No, you don't really survive that. But that's such a shame. Yeah, I mean, either. But I don't really keep up with it. But I watched a lot of Jeopardy when I was a kid. So dang. But they say that he passed away peacefully so he must have, just kind of went out sleeping kind of thing. But that's sad. Damn. Sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm. It's a sad
how
time.
come, like, every time we come on to talk to each other, somebody recently or like passes away, like, as we're talking? What is happening?
You know what I think it is there's so many. There was like a big boom of famous people.
Yeah.
In the 70s, 80s.
Yes, and they've all gotten older
and stuff, and now they're all getting older. But if you really think, before that, there was only a handful of really, really famous actors and singers and stuff. It was, nowadays it seems like a new rapper becomes famous every week.
I know, yeah. Like every other day, there's a new Lil something.
Yeah, that's banger, So it's much. I don't want to say it's easier to be famous now, but it's more common.
I think it is easier.
So you have a higher chance.
You can. There's like,
yeah.
You have to do way less to be famous now. You can literally be famous by accident now.
I still don't want to say it's easy. No. But there's definitely
it's
a lot more.
It's not easy if you're trying, I think. But if you're not trying, you just can by chance become famous.
Yeah, like back in the day, you'd have to travel to LA and make it or not.
Yeah, exactly. You had to be really, really
good at something
and go somewhere.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
You can't just like make a funny YouTube channel and all of a sudden, hey, I can go on tour.
Yeah, it's true.
I think Drew Gooden was talking about that, actually.
I love Drew Gooden.
Drew Gooden's such a funny guy, and his posse. I really like Kurt.
Danny Gonzalez.
Danny Gonzalez. Curtis Connor's actually my favorite out of the three, but
dude, Danny's my favorite. Actually, Drew's my favorite, but Danny's my second favorite.
Road work ahead.
I hope so.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, he was on a podcast with Cody Ko, and they were talking about how he's like, I feel like I'm a false comedian because didn't go through all those steps of failing, going on stage and bombing a performance, all these kind of things. He's like, I did a really funny TikTok. It gave me some followers.
No, it was a Vine, dude.
Vine, sorry. Look at me, frick. A really funny Vine, and then started a YouTube channel that blew up with his buddies, and then all of a sudden he's going on tour and doing comedy. And he's like, I feel like I didn't really have to go through all those triumphs that actual comedians back in the 80s, 90s did to get famous. Yeah. Kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy.
I was hoping you'd say something there.
I didn't have anything. I thought you were going to keep talking.
Oh, no.
But then there was a long pause, and then my instinct was to just copy you.
All right. When I'm done talking, I'll just say over. Over and out.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on, I guess.
Now me.
How was your week, sir? What did you do this week besides?
Tuesday we had a super obviously busy day. We had to go to the island, get some doctor's appointments in for Sherry, and then get some doctor's appointments in for the Wrangler. And it worked out really well though, because like we took the ferry. Sherry's doctors are in West Van or North Van, I guess. So we go to North Van. I drop her off. I rip it to Richmond, get the car work done. And then she finished her doctor's appointments while the car is getting done. And she like showed up in Richmond by bus or by Skytrain, I guess. But like moments after the car was finished. And then so we ripped it to Tawasin. We did a tour of the Lower Mainland. But we actually made that boat we were trying to get in Tawasin. So we got home pretty early. And it was great. So that was Tuesday. Nothing crazy, but yeah, we couldn't really stop anywhere because we just had to get the stuff done and try to get home. Yeah, but yesterday was one of the greatest days of this year. Let me tell you all about it.
All right, please do.
So my friend, my best childhood friend Alex came over to visit, and we went into the bush because we were like, well, we had sort of planned it. I was like, yo, you want to come over? We'll go off-roading because he's never done it before, and we'll make a fire and cook some hot dogs. It'll be great. And he's like, hell yeah. That's like a classic thing that we would do as kids. Not off-roading, but like we'd call and be like, yo, let's go do some stupid shit. And it was a hell yeah moment. So he came over, we went and got some firewood, and then we went into the woods. First we did some exploring in the area that I've been exploring. We went to two areas I had never gone to before. So one area, which I had no idea, it was on the main logging road. We just kept driving, and it was just going up. This is, by the way, he got here at 8 a.m. So we were on the trail by 8:40, and it was like so early, and we were both tired and cold, but we're just going. And we see the trail markers. It's like 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer, all the way to 8 kilometers from the trailhead. And I was like, this is all uphill. And as I'm saying that to him, I was like, this is weird. We're already 8 kilometers up. It started snowing.
No way.
Yeah. We were like, what the fuck? And it was like snowing so hard. We were like, what the hell? It was like
sticking or just snowing?
Huh? It wasn't sticking. It wasn't sticking,
okay.
But it was like a flurry. It was crazy. And it was like 4 degrees. And I guess we had just gone high enough in elevation that the snow could just hit. It was wild. We're like, holy shit. And it lasted for like 2 minutes. That's it. And then done. No more snow. And then we basically summited that spot. And there was a gate at the top, so we couldn't keep going. But there's just like a dude there in his truck. So I think he was looking to go camping too. And he stopped. And I had my window open, so I waved at him like, hey, how's it going? He's like, you guys missed the fucking blizzard. We're like, what? He's like, you missed it. It was crazy. I couldn't even see in front of my hand. And I was like, whoa. And we're like, we saw it coming up. He's like, oh, up here it was insane. And we're like, oh, damn. And then we kind of just left him alone. That's one of our 2 random man interactions yesterday. Okay. Yeah. I'll explain the next one shortly. So we just pull over, just stretch our legs, and just kind of look at the view for a little bit. So we're like basically at the top of not a whole mountain, but like a really, really high hill is what it seemed like. We cleared the woods. And I guess it was one of those areas that logging trucks have been through and had already cleared the wood. And there was just a ton of pumpkins and shotgun shells everywhere. Like the ground was littered with buckshot shells.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere. We're like, holy crap. And we looked a little further down, and yeah, there was like a target that people were shooting at. And people must have been there for Halloween just blowing up pumpkins and stuff too. So it was chill. Okay, fast forward. We're done there. We go to the second trail. It's a long trail. We're just driving, having fun. Going into the woods. I ran into a tree by accident while backing up, and then moving on. We get to the camping spot, which is still beautiful, but the water is like running really hard now because I guess I don't know. It's just higher now, and it's loud like when we went camping. It was like constantly.
Right.
But there's a cool little pocket where the established camping, the fire pit is. That it's way quieter, so it's really nice actually. So we park there. We whip out the hot dogs. We make a fire, and we're just chilling. And it's cold, but we're just chilling, eating hot dogs. And then in the distance, this guy with hair down to his like armpits and just a bicycle, just like it didn't even really look like a real mountain bike. It just came out of the woods. We're like,
what?
Because I wasn't even facing that direction. I was walking away from the Jeep, and Alex was walking towards the Jeep, and he's like, he's like mid sentence, he's like, and there's somebody on a bike, and I was like, what? And he's like, turn around. And I was like,
wait, how far in was this again?
Into the woods?
Yeah.
We are by car 45 minutes from the main trailhead, from the main entry of the highway, basically.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, straight up. And the guy didn't look crazy per se, but he didn't look great. He looked kind of disheveled, and he didn't have anything in it. No bike, no backpack. Like he was, mountain biking and hiking and camping or whatever. Nothing. No mountain biking gear even. He just looked like a dude with like a lumberjack jacket like I have and some jeans, and then this bike he's riding. And we're like, okay. So I'm like unsubtly, because he's coming towards us for some reason. And like in my head, I'm like, why is he coming near us? There's like, we're in the middle of the woods. There's nobody. We didn't pass any cars coming out here. We didn't hear any people at any point. No music, nothing. Wow. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I walk over to the pit and I just pick up my hatchet just to hold it, just to feel better for myself. I'm not going to kill this guy. I'm not going to attack him. He's not going to kill us. I don't think that's going to happen. But just like for my ease of mind, right? And Alex is just standing there. Alex is 6'5". So I know he's like big and he's jacked, and I'm not worried. We're okay. There's two of us, just one of him, whatever, right? But the guy, he rides all the way up to us, like right up, parks beside the Jeep, and I'm like, oh, no. Hi, and he's like, hey, and we're like, okay, he's kind of friendly at least. And then, I'm like holding the hatchet in my hand, and then I was like, how's it going? And he's like, oh, it's good. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? And I'm like, yes, the sun really popped out, hey? And he's like, oh, I just want to come check it out a little bit. And we're like, where did you come from? He's like, oh, just down the road at the end of the road there. I was like, because I heard that there was a ranger outpost there. Yeah. I was like near the ranger station? He's like, what? No, I live down the road there. And I was like, what the fuck?
No, wait, yeah. What?
Yeah. And then he's like,
shack or like, does he
I don't know. I have no idea. But there's no cell service. There's no electricity. There's no water. Like it's river water. It's nothing. It's off grid. So I was just like, all right. And he's like, all right, well, see ya. And he just leaves. That was the whole thing. But then for the rest of the time we're there for like another 2 hours. Me and Alex are just like, we both faced like back to the river, like facing the woods to be like, oh God, is someone gonna just fucking come up on us out of nowhere? But scary. He disappeared so quickly. But Alex said he saw him ride into the bush, and I was like, okay. But I was like, whoa, what the hell? And
you're making me not want to camp there, man.
Dude, it was still nice. It was still beautiful. That guy came out of literally nowhere, and he didn't do anything, right? He was just chill.
Yeah.
And right. Me and Alex were like trying to justify it. We're like, okay, listen, if he actually lived out there, he just wants to make sure nobody's coming and throwing their garbage and fucking up the area. Like we're trying to justify it, and then we ran the scenario like, what if it was the other way around? What if we were nearby and we heard some people messing around? Would you observe from a distance like a creep, or would you come up and be friendly and greet yourself and introduce yourself and stuff like that, right? So we just tried to justify it, and I mean, he didn't do anything. He's totally pleasant. So, but yeah, I think our our minds got the better of us. Like, oh god,
Yeah.
methed out Nanaimo hillbillies.
Yeah.
Not like this. Yeah. But
well, you just hear some of these horror stories. That's where your mind goes.
Of course, yeah. It starts
And
with
it can happen
the
so
friendly face.
Mhm.
You know? But anyway.
Bleh.
And yeah, that was the excursion. He wasn't staying over or anything. We just went for the day for a day trip just to make fire and chill. And then
Nice.
so we finished with that. And then here's the thing. There's like several gun ranges out there. But you can't always hear all the gunshots because some of them are behind part of the mountain, whatever, right? But on the way down, there was that one gun range that I found initially with the big dicks on the plywood or whatever. And we pulled over there just to go pee. And on the way back to the Jeep, I was like, that's a carcass. Right at the entrance of this little dugout pit. And he's like, is it? And I was like, that's a fucking carcass. So we walked towards it, and it's a dead deer. And it's like, it must have been there for a long time because it was melted. There was no face. You could just barely make out the hoofs, but you could tell it was a deer because of the two toe hoofs. And then like just a big arch of ribs, but like white, deathly white ribs. So like all the meat was gone already. Like I'm sure the animals have come and picked it away at it, but like that gave us like wicked bad vibes, like right away. And that was before the bicycle guy encounter. So it was like, oh dear. Yeah. And then the day's almost over. Basically on the way out of the trail because we packed up everything and we're heading out. We start talking about Bigfoot for whatever reason, just because we're just chatting, right?
Like,
oh, blah,
any
blah, blah.
normal conversation goes.
Dude, we're packing up. We hear a fucking loud bang. We assume it's just a gunshot, but it was a single bang. No more sound after that. One bang. We're like, okay, that's weird. And then fast forward, we're almost out of the trail. We're like 40% out of the trail. It's quite long and winding, and we're going uphill. And there's like a couple areas where the path is like it's dug out. It's like raised. You know what I mean? It's like it's like on both sides is a drop off into the bush, but the center is the high part for the Jeeps and quads or whatever. So we're on that area where you can't, if there's an obstacle, you can't go around. You have to go through that area.
Right.
But there's a fucking tree now in the way. Just a tree.
What?
It's in the middle of the path. It's fallen over across the path.
Yeah.
And we're like, why is this here? This wasn't here an hour ago. And then we started panicking a little bit because we were talking about Bigfoot. And I was like, this is what Bigfoot does. He breaks trees and to block people's paths. But it wasn't a huge tree, so I just fucking picked it up and I kind of leveraged it and threw it off the side. But I jumped back in the Jeep and we hightailed out because it was so sketchy. Because it's like coming down, it was totally clear. And then on the way out, there's just a single tree in the way. Like, what?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It happens, I guess. I'm not thinking about it. Yeah, I'd be scared too. Like, what if you got out to move the tree and then just people started like coming out of the bushes?
Yeah, dude. It really looked like a distraction. You know what I mean? Because like it wasn't a huge tree. It was just big enough that you couldn't drive your car over it because you would fuck up your car. So I was like, okay, I have to get out and move it. So, it just seemed like a movie moment, like a Mad Max movie trap moment. And I was like, I don't want to die out here today. But again, I was with my friend and we just sensationalized the experience just for fun. Just like, because we're just fucking with each other, right? We're like, oh, don't die. I'm like, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
I'm going out here. I'm going to move the street. Don't fucking say that. He's like,
yeah.
Yeah, so it was just fun.
But what would he do in the passenger seat if he's just like...
You get to watch me die. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I know, but I don't think he'd live either.
You know what's funny? He's so tall that he couldn't just scooch from one seat to the other. He'd have to get out too.
Right.
If he was trying to get out of there.
And I wonder what you do. Try to drive from the passenger seat, run away, or...
Well, it was in park, so I guess he could put it in reverse and just roll down the hill.
Not unless he got his leg over to press the brake pedal.
That's true. He could try. But yeah. Reverse. I mean, I don't know. Do you believe in Bigfoot? That's my next question.
No, not Bigfoot. I don't think so. I think we've
no chance.
I think by now we would have seen him or had proper pictures of him. Not like, hey, my $20,000 camera got a really shifty picture of this fluffy thing in the distance. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
we would have a picture from him. But I guess I'm too much of a realist. Then again, I believe in aliens, so. I don't know.
I guess this is what we're talking about today. But for me, I I don't believe in Bigfoot, but if I did believe in Bigfoot, in my mind, to justify how there's like basically zero evidence, is because they have intelligence near equal to ours, and so they're very good at hiding. Do you know what I mean? Like we should have found Bigfoot Dookie by now if they were just apes or like, chimpanzee brain level apes walking around the woods, right? But if they were more intelligent to our degree or close to our degree, then they would know to hide it or to bury it or to have a place to put it specifically. Because it's true, we have explored like a lot of the forests and stuff like that. But then again, yeah, the ocean is the least discovered place on the planet, right? But if you watch like grand sweeping shots on like Nat Geography or Planet Earth or whatever, the forests, like North American forests and also like, tropical jungles are so not explored except for the ones that are clear cut through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think there is absolutely a possibility that Sasquatcho is out there and he's just way smarter than we give him credit for. Because like, dude, just what was it, like 2 months ago they discovered a whole new species of primate in like Borneo or something.
That's true, they did.
That they had never even knew about. It was small, it was tiny, but it was a brand new species completely.
And there is like there's still I don't know what to call them, but like people that are not touched by
yeah, that's right. There are tribes out there.
Like, yeah, tribes that are
have had no modern contact.
Exactly. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So it's like if quote unquote Bigfoot or Sasquatch is out there, I think there's totally a chance that we haven't found it, and because they're smart enough to keep the evidence away from us.
That's like Bigfoot's smart enough to keep the evidence from us. You're saying they can like Photoshop, or
no. I'm saying like the people taking photos. That's us. That's our people. But I'm saying like I'm like photo evidence is never gonna be the reason people believe in Bigfoot. For the same reason that photo evidence and video evidence will never be the reason that people believe in ghosts, right? Because there's too many people that can Photoshop. But if you get fur or if you get scat that is definitively DNA traced to a species, there's no denying that. It's done. It's proven. That's it. Even if we never see a Bigfoot with our eyes, if we can get its dookie or its fur or a nail or a tooth or something, that's it. Game over. He's real, right? Or they're real, not he's. Not just one.
Like, what part of the world do you think that this Bigfoot would be chilling?
I think North America or like probably Canada is where we're most likely going to find him. Because Canada's like pretty much as big as America. Actually, Canada's bigger than America, just square footage wise. And there's no way we've explored every square foot of this country.
No, of course not. But I mean, I think there's more in South America that hasn't been explored than North.
Yeah, but that's not where they find Bigfoot.
Well, maybe he's tropical.
No. You don't watch enough Bigfoot shows like I do.
I don't.
I'm a Bigfoot expert. You know, I wrote one of my university essays about Bigfoot.
What?
I had to do an English course in my first year of university.
Oh my god! On Bigfoot.
For like, yeah, it was an essay to test like your, it was an assignment to like test our research capabilities and skills or whatever, and we're supposed to write a full report based on all the information we found. And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna write about Bigfoot.
Yeah. And
I did a lot of research about Bigfoot, and it was great. Okay, really quick, let's just read the chat because this is very funny. So sorry, I'm not gonna scroll all the way up. I just on this section. So Victoria says, I don't believe in Bigfoot. I want to though, but there's not enough evidence. Sorry. Then she says, I was gonna say the same thing Jordan did, lol, but at the same time, I believe our universe is too big for aliens to not exist. And I also believe in ghosts though. I haven't had a direct experience. And then you said the thing about how Bigfoot's good at Photoshop. So Natalie said, Bigfoot is a Photoshop pro. And then she says, I bet he has a Fiverr. I bet he does, and I bet he's very skilled. But yeah, I don't know. I like to believe that he's out there. I think it's like similar arrogance to believing aliens don't exist. I believe in aliens, absolutely, because it's like it's way less likely that they don't exist, if that makes sense.
Well, exactly.
Our world is so infinite. How could there not be something else out there, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's pure ignorance and arrogance to believe that there's no other higher beings out there.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's infinite, right?
Yeah.
We can't be. That's pretty selfish to think. I think that we're the only.
Yes,
people.
Exactly.
Yeah, doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Have you ever had a UFO or paranormal experience before? Because Natalie just gave us one.
I think I had before, and it was now thinking back to those moments. They're probably just planes. So no is the answer to that.
Fair. I'm glad that you were able to go full circle on yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that back, yes, but I think they were planes, so no.
Do you ever do that? Do you ever like think back to like a moment where you and then you can explain it now because you're just smarter, more wise?
Yeah, and then in the moment of saying it out loud, you solve your problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Kind of like, okay, same thing last night. There's two kids there, and the kids, like, the moms had to leave the table while eating to stop some like fighting a couple times. Not really fist fighting, just like one was crying because the other wasn't playing the game they wanted to, and they had to leave the dinner table twice to kind of like make them friends again, like, hey, I'm gonna go play with so and so and you should come play too, whatever, as moms do. And I'm like, I was a little shit, like, that sucks. Now I'm in the place where I could be getting up to help these kind of situations, but I don't want to leave my dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I don't know.
Well, anyway. Maybe if you have a baby, then you'll be more likely. People say they change.
I think that's it. I think that'll change it for me a lot, but I don't know. I feel what it is I respect my mother more.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, that's a really good way to put
that
it.
was a huge derail. Sorry.
It was a huge derail.
Back to UFOs in the sky.
Yeah, Natalie says that I used to get scared every time I hear an airplane over my house at night, thinking it was a UDO, a UFO.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I never really got scared of aliens growing up. They weren't as scary to me as like ghosts and stuff. Because a ghost could be in my house, but an alien, probably not. I don't know. I didn't really think about that.
You'd hope the government could fight it off or something.
I think maybe our fears are a little bit based around what we're interested in. Because I was like super interested in Sasquatch and super interested in like ghosts. So maybe that's why I was more scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any segments to touch on today?
Let's see. Well, okay, there's a movie coming out that I was kind of interested in. I don't know if you've seen the it's called a dark romantic comedy. Get that?
Anyway. That's the title?
That's no. That is the genre. A dark romantic
I was like,
comedy.
What? Okay.
It's called Looks That Kill. I kind of want to watch it.
Looks That Kill.
Look it up.
Let me see. Tell me about it. When's it coming out?
That's a good question. June 9th. Oh, it's already out.
It's already out. Okay. Good start.
No, it can't be. Maybe it is, I guess.
It looks like initial release date June 19th, 2020.
So that means it's out. All right. Anyway, okay. Let me talk about a movie that's already out that I'm going to watch.
Okay. Yeah. Talk to me.
No, I just saw a trailer on it today. And that's why I thought it wasn't out yet. But like the dude came out of the womb and he killed the doctors because he was such a beautiful baby.
Oh,
he literally,
I see,
has Looks That Kill.
That's
and
so
I guess
funny.
he wraps up his face all the time, and all these like things happen. So I guess it's like a comedy, and he's trying to find love, but he can't show his face, kind of thing. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
That's funny. I should watch the trailer.
I will watch it this week and tell you guys how it goes. Yeah,
perfect. That's good.
That was one thing.
Oh, they have Ki Hong Lee, which is one of my favorite Asian actors. He was one of the guys in Kimmy Schmidt, and he was in Maze Runner as well. I like this guy.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Cool.
He's like in his late 30s, I think. No, sorry, he's 34. He's 34. Yeah, but he always plays like teenagers.
Yeah, There's the other guy in Maze Runner that looks like he's like 12, but he's actually like 27.
Yeah. Dude, that's what they did in Maze Runner. They hired a bunch of like super young looking guys that are all like in their late 30s or early 30s. It's crazy.
Yeah. And they just look so young.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. But
Maze Runner was a good movie too.
I actually loved the Maze Runner movie, first one. Second one I didn't love as much, but it's because I read the books and I was like, visually in my mind the books were so awesome. And then watching the first movie, I was like, they did it. This is really good. Tip for my brain. Obviously it wasn't exactly the same as the book. They couldn't, but I was like, they did a really, really good job of doing this. I haven't seen the third one yet. I really want to. I'm curious about it, but I think it kind of...
Is the second one good? I haven't watched it because I was worried that it would ruin the second.
The second book is good, but the second movie's... It's still good, but it kind of... the series kind of turns into a little bit of like a zombie movie, if that makes sense. I don't want to spoil too much. It's in the trailers, but in the second movie, like they're out of the maze, obviously. And there's like a mass infection, and it's like a super hyper aggressive infection that makes people go crazy, like zombies. That's it.
Right.
So it's their journey to get to a safe place in the second one.
It's a low key zombie movie.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Basically. Yeah. Yeah, damn. Will Poulter, that's that other guy that looks super young, but he's only 27, so he's pretty young. Yeah. Do you know where to watch this movie you're talking about? This dark romantic comedy? I don't see anywhere to find it. It's
I might just have to like illegally stream it.
Okay. Just say that right out loud.
Well, I mean that
FBI
voted twice, so
yeah. Well, there are worse things. That's for
exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this coming Saturday. I don't think we'll be able to camp, my Jordan.
I know,
because of COVID-19s.
Yeah, and not to mention, I don't think the weather's going to be above par. But
me and Sherry are going to go camp.
Yeah,
we're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do it. So I'll send you videos and all that. But just for COVID reasons, I don't think you can come and chill. But don't worry, we'll do it in the future sometime, and I'll let you know how terrible or how great it is. It will be great.
Please take pictures. Hopefully, you make it.
I'm gonna make a whole YouTube video, and it'll just be me addressing you. So Jordan, this is what the campsite looks like if you were here.
That is the video. Yes.
Yeah. So Jordan, here's me chopping wood. You could be chopping it too if you were here.
You weren't in
oh, dude, I got some firewood from my brother-in-law, and I chopped one of the little logs, and a fucking spider came out of it. I was like, I was so scared. I don't know why. But it was just like, it came out of nowhere. I was like, why is this spider here? But it was really big, and that's why I got scared. But that's it. And so here's the thing about Alex. He's huge, but he's always been afraid of bugs and spiders. And he's like, just like me. But he ran like halfway across. It was great. When we used to live together, dude, there was like, whenever there was a bug, it was just both of us screaming at the bug. And it was like a 40-minute ordeal to kill it or get it out of the building. Because we both don't like bugs.
I would just hate to be your neighbors. Like, frick, the neighbors found a
Not
bug
again.
Not again. Just like knock on the door. I'll do it. Just stop yelling.
Yeah. You know what's the worst thing? The thing that he hates the most is moths. That's his least favorite insect.
You know, I'm okay with that because moths suck, man. I don't know.
They're so erratic the way they fly.
Yeah, they can literally fly in your face by accident.
And you ever feel a moth hit you in the face before?
It's awful.
It's fucking awful. And they leave a little bit of like Cheeto powder on your cheek, and you're like,
don't talk about their Cheeto powder.
Sorry. They're so gross.
They're also dense. Like I remember like hitting one with a towel, and it fell down, and I had like this upside down.
I got just fucking chills.
And I remember the thud it made on the bowl, and it bounced off. He was like, and it bounced off and hit the table. It was bad.
Oh god, my neck and my hair just like stood up. When I used to do graveyard shift security in the middle of the night, it was in a park at the beach in Ambleside, and we just had like floodlights, right? But I had one light on the stage that I was watching, and all the moths would go to it. They were huge moths, like 2-inch long, wide moths. Okay, you could hear them flying into the light, going ping pong, ping pong, and then like that when they burn, and then. When I was out there once, one like flew into the side of my face and it hurt. It hit me so hard, it hurt. I was like, "Holy shit!"
It leaves welts, man. Seriously,
it's the worst. Really quickly, Natalie says,
yep.
"Fun fact: we actually do not know why moths go towards light. We thought it was because of sun stuff, but it turns out that isn't true. I think they go towards light because of warmth. No, I thought they want warmth." Because when the sun is out, they don't have to search for warmth. It's just warm. But when there's light, they want... I thought that's what it was. Because they move, like, their bodies, like, can move better in the warmth, like most insects. Like, most insects gravitate toward warmth. I don't know about flies, though. Flies go into light for some other reason. I don't know why they do it. But who knows?
I also... Natalie said that the weather's supposed to be super sunny next weekend, but I'm looking at it right now. It's very, very rainy.
Wait, at where you are or where I am?
No, I'm looking at Nanaimo.
Okay.
Natalie, did you look up? I literally am looking at Nanaimo, BC.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now, too. It says 8 degrees projected and 60% precipitation.
Yeah. Shower.
Wind 21 kilometers. Rain. Holy shit, dude. Yesterday, the wind was so intense. Oh, I forgot to say, this is the last part of Alex's journey. I took him to the ferry at 3 p.m. and the wind was so hard, they had to cancel 2 sailings and delay one. So he didn't get on the boat till 7:30.
Holy.
And he was a walk-on. He was waiting for a walk-on spot for 5 hours. And I felt so bad. I kept telling him, I was like, dude, I'll come pick you up. Just come to my house. We'll just chill. He's like, no, but I don't know. Because the thing is, he's right. They said they were waiting for a clearing. Then they would just push everyone on. But they just kept waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So like nobody wanted to leave. Because like if you left and the boat left, then you're screwed, right? So
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him. But it was like such a freak wind thing. Also, I think that's what actually knocked the tree over, is the wind. But it was just weird because it was a single tree, you know? We were in the forest and a single tree had fallen over. It was so weird. But yeah, like my windows are whistling lately. Like it's nuts. I was like, holy cow, a bunga. But yeah, that's that, I guess.
So
all right, well, I guess we're gonna wrap it.
Always bring a axe into the bush, even if you're just going on a day trip, because a tree can fall down and you can actually be stuck. So yeah, that's absolutely. At least an axe, even if it'll take you 2 hours to cut a big tree, you'll get there.
I keep my hatchet and I bring my handsaw always. That's literally exactly the reason why. I don't need it for cutting wood. It's to get us out if there's a pinch.
Yeah.
I would bring a chainsaw, but it's not my preference. I'd rather just use a handsaw. Because a chainsaw can fail, you know?
I'm just reading the chat. Now, Natalie, how does it say 40? 40 degrees.
What? 40 degrees?
Celsius?
Oh, 40% precipitation.
Oh, 40
but mine says 60. Like, I'm looking right at it. I just Googled Nanaimo weather this Saturday, and it says 8 degrees Celsius, 60% rain. Yeah. Well, I think we're near time, so let's do our highs and lows, and then we'll send everyone off.
I guess my high, both my high and low were in the same day. My high was yesterday. It was a good day all in all, hanging out with good friends and birthday people. But the low was having a pretty wicked anxiety attack for like half an
that's
hour.
kind of butts, eh?
Yeah.
Well, you survived it. On to another day.
Exactly.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. I would say my low. Also, guys, audience, of course, don't forget, you can always do your highs and lows in the comments of the YouTube channel. You can do it in the chat with us. I would say my high was absolutely yesterday's outdoor excursion. It was so fun. Oh, fuck. And also, I made the best sloppy joes on Thursday. They were so good. My first sloppy joes ever, and amazing, and they were delicious. And my low, I would say just the Tuesday. It was a very expensive day. 2 ferry trips plus gas plus the car repairs. But you know, that's part of life. But it was a really expensive day, and I was like, poo. And you know what? I still have to buy 4 new tires at some point. So There we go. There's
cars
a
are
month's
not
worth
cheap.
of rent in tires. So, but I'll save for that. Natalie says her high was playing GTA because she loves screeching at people. Super true. We all get screeched at by her. She screeches like random people's names too. Like somebody will bump her and she'll just pick a name and yell it, and it's not even that person that's hitting her. Natalie's low.
I mean, you have a percentage of getting it right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's only 11 of us. It's bound to be one of them. Natalie's low was working both days of the weekend. Yeah, that's sad. Big rip of a fart. Victoria says her high was pizza and YouTube with her loved one, and her low was dealing with paperwork and rude people. Yeah, that sucks. But you know what? Paperwork and rude people are temporary, and I believe you're stronger than they are.
Thanks for listening, guys. Shows go live every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. If you don't catch us there, you can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, or whatever podcasting app you prefer.
And if you like the show, do us a favor and leave a like on the YouTube video, leave us a review on your podcasting app of choice, and don't forget to just tune in to the show, whether it be on your phone, on the Twitch channel, or on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening to the Be My Friend podcast. My name is Kenneth.
My name is Jordan.
I got a cat named Louie.
I got a cat named Rose.
Stay safe.
Stay special.
Stay warm.
Stay musical.
Stay believing in yourself.
Stay sublime.
Okay.
Be my friend.